Oh my God, I'm sweating. I don't know why. It's like my exam.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm good. First time I'm not nervous.
Bakit kasi English? Nauusan ako ng English.
Speak one
Bakit English? Where did we meet? Well, I first saw him at school. I saw this guy. Actually, I didn't see him. Partly he saw me first. But yeah, we met at school. We were in the same class. And it just so happened that he's friends with some fellow guys who happened to be, you know.
So what was your first impression of her?
Oh, like wow, an angel. When I saw her, that was my first impression when I saw her. Yeah.
What else? What else can you say?
I was late for the class on that day when I saw her, and I was like literally like this close not to go to the class. And I was like thinking, why I have to study anymore? I ended up going to the class, and I was not in her class. She was in another class, and mistakenly, I was going to her class, and then I realized it's on my class, and there at that moment I saw her talking to the teacher. She was laughing very hard, and it just hit me, that sound, that specific sound. You might know, like there's certain sounds that when you just want to listen to those sounds, and one of them was her voice. Yeah. Yeah, like it was telling me, come to me. So yeah.
Arrogant. My first impression of him was like, who's this guy? Who just, when you first meet him, the first thing that actually would, would go into your mind is like, oh my gosh, he's an arrogant man. But as you get to know him, it turns out that's just the way he is. Even the way he talks, like sometimes it's just loud and it's kind of like bossy, but turns out it's not. That's just the way they were taught English in the first place, wherein please or those safety words are not being taught to them.
Today.
Oh, as I told you, I had some common friends, Filipinos, and they asked her if she want to go out with us to lunch. That's how it started. We went for lunch, and then after that there was I don't remember the time and date, but I asked her once she want to go out with me, and she looked to me from up to down because I was wearing this yellow shirt, green pants, and my favorite black shoes, which she didn't even like. She never liked that yellow shirt. She just hated it. Anyway, so she said yes to me. We went to KFC. First time we went out was KFC.
Of course, it was him who first asked me out. And yes, since we were both studying, and that was in the city, and the closest thing that we can go to is actually KFC. And since, yeah, I know it's fast food, it's not a very good place to eat on a first date. But look, at that time we were still in a process where we're trying to get to know each other, and it turns out he doesn't eat pork, and there are things as well that I don't eat. So just to be safe, I end up going to KFC.
I asked her even on the first time when we went out on date that I want to live with you forever. She looks to me again like, what? What are you talking about? And then she said, let me think. I asked her 4 or 5 times from March 2016 to until June 2016. She kept saying, no, let's see, wait, let me think. And then suddenly she sent me an email one day, some presentation that we were doing together. And she said, I love you. And I was like, oh, okay. I still got that email.
I love how he's so caring, regardless of how grumpy I am most of the time. and he always makes sure to bait. How do you call that? Treat me like a baby, like to wake up in the morning and be the one making breakfast instead of me. Considering the fact that in his culture, it's him who's being served. Whereas with me, I'm the one being served. So yeah, and I love how he does most of the cleaning. Because I hate vacuuming, so he does that. But yeah, that's one thing that I like about him. He's very domesticated, I should say.
I like her eyes, but I like one thing about it because I have heard from a lot of people when they wake up in the morning, they don't want to see their partner face. But when she wakes up in the morning, she's the most beautiful girl. Like, she looks so beautiful in the morning. The first thing when she wakes up, she looks beautiful. But from other people, I have heard that their partner doesn't look good in the morning, and I'm like, I'm blessed. I'm blessed in that part.
What's my message to him or my promise to him? Well, I'm not promising him anything, but I'd like him to know that I'll try my best to be a good wife and a good mother to our children. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, that's it. He knows I love him already, so what else do you want me to say?
Like, I can't promise anything to her because life is too short. I might not be fulfilling those promises, but I will make sure to be a nice husband and give her all happiness and to be a good human being. I'll be there always for her, whatever she needs, I'll be there. Doesn't matter if she don't want me to be there, I will be still there. And she knows that. A few times she told me to go and I was there.